Hey everyone, it's Trish and Joanna from Spiral Up Living, and we're here today with another visit, another tea time, another green drink time. Cheers. So grab whatever beverage you have, unless you're driving, don't do that, and join us. Joanna and I were having a visit over some tea the other day, and we were really talking about the concerns that a lot of people have about how to stay healthy in the society as it is today and with the crisis that we're all facing. A lot of us are indoors and not using our regular routine. So we were going to just talk about 6 tips that we came up with that we thought would be really super important to share.
And these 6 tips are going to help all of you independently of where you are in the spectrum. So we have a huge, big spectrum of people. We have people that are actually very concerned about their health, and this has been a call to action for them on saying, wow, I need to take care of my health. I need to get healthier because I need to be in a better position. There is people like that all the time, thinking about that for themselves or for their families. We have people that actually are just very into the now, how to take actions right now to stay healthy and fight the virus and be having a strong immune system. And that's the people that are taking some vitamin C and drinking more orange juice. We have some of those. And in the other spectrum, we have people that are actually really concerned about the weight that they may gain during this time that we are in our houses, because we are a lot more time in our houses. We have a lot more stress and pressure on the house, having the entire household together for some people, and for some people being completely alone, and having that emotional eating and that snacking all the time. So that thinking of how much weight I'm gonna gain after the quarantine is another one that is very vivid.
Yeah, I know I have my stretchy pants on today. What about you?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and stress is definitely a contributor to ill health. I've heard it talked about that it's dis-ease. So whatever is not quite going in your life will affect you at even a cellular level. I woke up this morning and I was all fired up. I felt really good. I had a lot of joy, and I was just firing off the day, connecting with people. And then one of my very best friends came and sat down, and she started to cry. And she was just talking about all of the unknowns that so many of us are feeling on less income, how we're going to be able to survive, the what if of what the future holds. And I took all that energy on myself. I became very upset, not so much mentally as wondering what if for myself, but just really empathetic for her. And I could feel my body just start to get tense and rigid. And yeah, I knew I had to do something about it. So I have a technique that I'm going to share, and it helps to lower my stress levels and my cortisol levels, and that's using breath work. There's a lot of different techniques of breath work, and I know Joanna has one that she'll share with us as well, but I use a method called 555. And what that is you, wherever you are, you can do it standing, sitting, doesn't matter. You just breathe in for 5 and try and do a really good like breath where you're pushing out your belly and you're just breathing up for the count of 5, holding it for 5, and then just let it go for 5. And then if you do that 5 times, you'll find by the end of the 5th time that your body starts to respond to that, because your brain has been signaled that you're not in danger anymore. It's a beautiful practice. And again, you can do it anywhere, in the car, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, sitting, meditating, whatever. Do you have any breath work
Yeah, no,
ideas?
I was going to say that that is very important. Talking about health, like Trish was talking about an emotional situation today, but that is linked to health because when we are stressed, either physically or emotionally, that stress is sending the signal to our body that we are in danger. And as soon as we send the signal to our body that we are in danger with the stress, we go into the fight, fly, or freeze response. And as soon as we go to that momentum, all our immune system, our health systems just shut down and stop because our body is going into survival mode and doesn't want to waste any energy on digestion or immunity or fighting anything besides that imminent threat. So that is super important. One the first way to stay healthier is increase your conscious breathing exercises, is making it part of your routine in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or when, like Tri was saying, anytime that you start feeling that you start getting stressed because of the media, or you start getting a little bit anxious, breathe. Actually, I have a great tip for you, for the people that are worried about gaining weight. If you start finding that you want that sensation that I need to eat, I need to eat, I need to eat something, do the 5-5-5 for 5 times and see if that doesn't immediately calm down your anxiety to eat. So there you go. That you have one that is going to help you to not gain weight.
Woohoo! I'm going to breathe more and more and more. Yeah, it's definitely the mindfulness around it. I mean, we breathe just like our heart beats, and we don't really think about it, but the breath work can really have great benefit. One of the other things is actually hydrating properly. And we're talking not wine, not beer, even not orange juice. We're talking actually about water.
And water is so important. And one of the things for all of you that are concerned about being healthier and actually not gaining weight is one of the types of hunger is thirsty. And I will tell you why. I'm a wealthy coach, and one of the things that I teach my students is that many millennials ago, when we used to live in the caves, the only way that our ancestors were able to get access to water was through eating fruits and veggies. So because of that, our DNA doesn't know that now we can just turn the tap water and drink water when we are thirsty. Our DNA is still linked to that time. So when our body is going low in water, our body triggers and say, oh, you need to eat, because that is how we found water. When you eat, we get water. So keeping your body full of water is actually going to also help with some of those cravings and that emotional eating, and that anxiety to eat, because you're going to keep your body full of water. And you guys know, we learned this when we were kids, 75% of our body is water. So actually, I love one of the memes that says that we are more or less, we are just plants with difficult and complex emotions. Like, one of the main things that we need to live is water. So drinking water is huge. Trish, what are your tips? What do you do to make sure that you are drinking enough water every day?
Well, I have water by my bedside. So not only can I have some sips of water throughout the night if I do happen to wake up, but the other one is when I wake up in the morning and I have this sitting by the bed, I drink this right away. Before I even get out of bed, I have already drunk 1 glass of water. Usually I make a second glass of water before I even eat anything. Now, it's pretty normal for me to do that. I have a great filtration system, and this water tastes clean and crisp, and it's amazing. I know some people say, well, I don't really like the taste of the water. Try some filtration systems. I mean, we're not advocating bottled water, but just find water sources that are going to work for you. And I always try to have some water before I eat. So again, mindfully thinking about, okay, I'm really hungry. I'm walking past the cupboard. I'm going to reach in for those pretzels. And instead, I call myself to like, let's drink water and just wait for a bit and see if I'm actually hungry or not. Or if it's what Joanna was talking about, is that thirst is one of the hungers. So if
Yep.
I can satisfy that, maybe I don't actually even have to eat.
Yep. One thing that I do, because I'm not as disciplined as Trish, was I found this bottle in TJ Maxx for our American and Canadian friends, and it had 25 ounces of liquid. So I know that I need to drink 4 of these through the day to have all my water intake. So like Trish said, in the morning, I just fill it in, and I know that between the time that I woke up and lunch, I need to drink 2, and then between lunch and bedtime, I need to drink another 2. So that is the second way to stay healthier, is keep drinking. One thing that you will not get surprised, that you may be surprised about, but it's funny because it happened to me, is as more you start drinking water, as more thirsty you are going to feel. And the reason for that is your body is craving for water, but if you are not giving your body enough water, your body actually give up on you and say, okay, she's not going, or he's not going to give me water. I just need to stop asking. So one thing that you're going to notice is when you start putting more water in your body like, woo, finally! And then you're going to start feeling more thirst. So breathe and water. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Number
What about
the third way. The third way.
The third way? Yeah, the third way is eat real food. Increase your veggies and your fruits, and a variety of them. We weren't actually ancestral supposed to eat the same thing every day. And we get into that habit. I know I do. I buy something and it's like, well, I have spinach every day, and every day I have spinach, and every day I have spinach. Well, how about having some romaine instead, or some spring mix instead, or just make a big salad with a whole bunch of other veggies in it? And maybe throw a little bit of fruit in something in the morning. So, what's your idea about the veggies and the fruit, Joanna?
Oh, I think that the veggies and the fruit are so packed with nutrients and so helpful to keep you healthy and your immune system. I completely agree with Trish. A couple of tips that I have for you and your kids, if you have a little bit of uh, pig eaters, picky eaters. How you say that? Pig eaters?
Picky eaters.
Picky
Yep,
eaters.
picky eaters.
Is make it a game and then ask them, hey, every day we are going to try one thing new. Because one thing that that I didn't knew in the past was you actually need to try at least 12 times a different food in order for your taste buds to calibrate to that food and actually decide if you like it or not. So it's not only one time and I didn't like it and that's it, don't try it again. So try things and make it a game, even for you. Say, hey, every week I'm going to try one new different veggie, one new different fruit. And that is so important. We should be eating like 2 to 3 portions of fruit and veggies every day. Now, that is where it comes our magic fruit, magic juice. And that is sometimes we don't like to chew the veggies, and the fruits are a little better because they are always sweet, but that is where this juice came from and it's originated to. It's called an alkalizer, and alkaline and energize your body. And what it is a mix of veggies and fruits. So what we have right now varies depending on what ingredients that you have in your house. I will tell you the base to make your juice is you mix some spinach, collard greens, celery, cilantro, avocado, and kale, lime or lemon, and then you put a green apple. And the green apple is important because the sweetness of the green apple is going to cover the taste of everything else. So you're going to actually drink like a green apple smoothie texture, and it's going to taste sweet. That is for you. If you can get from the green color, just do it like that. If you are not ready to try this and that is like too much for you, what I will suggest you to do is do a fruit smoothie, banana, strawberry, mango, and then put 2 handfuls of greens, of veggies, celery, spinach, and then the fruit is going to be so much more that you're not going to even realize that you are eating veggies.
And have fun with your combinations of things. I love to put ginger in mine, and sometimes I will put mint in mine just to get a variance of flavors. And I drink that in the morning. I drink this in the morning before I have anything else. So I'll have water, and then I'll have my Alka-Geyser before I add any other breakfast. And sometimes I don't even want anything because the nutrition in this just fills me up, and my body is satisfied with the pure nutrition that this is, and it doesn't really ask for anything else.
Well, that's absolutely true. So now we have first way to stay healthier, breathing. Second way, stay hydrated and drink a lot of water. Third way, increase your veggies and fruits. Now, number 4, it's one that we need to be careful right now. And that is, we need to move our body. And that is becoming more challenging now that the gyms are closed and the yoga studios are closed and we are in our house. So we need to still find ways to move our body. But what I would suggest you to do, especially on this time where we are also trying to keep our immune system higher, is find exercises that are aerobic, not anaerobic. And the difference for that is when you are making high impact exercises, you are running, you are doing strong workouts, actually your body, remember that your DNA still is designed like when your great grandparents live in a cave. Every time that they were running or sweating or their heart rate was fast, there was only 2 options. They were even being chased by a tiger or a lion that was going to eat them, or they were trying to find something to eat and hunt something. So what that means is when you put in your exercise that level where you cannot even have a conversation because your heart rate is so fast and you are sweating, even when it's good for your muscles, your body react to it as a stress response. And remember what we talked in the first way, whenever we are stressful, our immune system go down. So right now, I'm not telling you to not do those exercises, you can, but right now that we are also trying to have our immune system in the higher level, I would suggest more aerobic exercises like walks, go for walks, gentle yoga, tai chi. So you are moving your body, but you are not sending that signal that there is somebody chasing you, and that is why your heart rate is so fast.
That's a great point, because I know that we are conditioned to think that working out is what you see, and doing that exercise where you are just out of breath and your heart is beating. And we do yoga every day online. Joanna is a beautiful yoga instructor. And on our Spiral Up Living page on Facebook and through Joanna on Instagram, we're doing everyday live yoga to get out there and get stretched and become mindful of our bodies and to really connect with how we are actually feeling.
Yep. And
So
that
one of
is,
the, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Are you done with movement, or do you have something else to say?
No, I'm done with movement.
Okay. All right. So just get out there and get moving, people. And as Joanna said, even if it's just a walk, just go out for a walk. I'm lucky I live on 30 acres here, so I can go out for a walk and be pretty much social distance from everyone, except Murphy, my dog. One of the things I've had to be super conscious about is the snacking thing. When I've been inside, I'm actually on my last day of self quarantine after coming back from the US. Woohoo! But you know, you just walk through the kitchen and, what's there? Oh, let's open the cupboard and see what's there. Uh, there's nothing that says that snacking can't be actually good for you. We're trying to stay away from a lot of the flours and the wheats and the sugars. And I think a lot of people are quite aware of that. So do you have some healthy snack ideas for us? I know my go-to is almonds.
Yeah, I will just go back into why. So when we usually talk about getting away from those comfort food that are usually junk foods and sweets and processed sugar, then that is when we say no, 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 I cannot deal with this situation without that. But if you understand the reason behind, that can help you to go better. And the reason is, every time that you have those foods in your organism, your body doesn't know how to process those foods, and your body is going to put additional energy into trying to figure out how to do with those foods and the chemical reactions of those foods. And that is energy that is not going to be used for other systems like the immune system that we need right now. Then the other thing that I was going to share with you on that, on those sugars and those carbs, are, if you do the first three ways, so if you do your breathing, if you increase your water, and if you increase your veggies and your fruits, you actually are going to be so full that you are not going to be very tempted to go on a snack. I know that, like, in normal condition, normal life, I will tell people, just don't buy temptation, don't take temptations to your house. But right now we cannot afford that because we are locked down, and what we have is what we have. So I will concentrate more on eating more of the good stuff. Don't fight yourself. Don't fight with us. Don't hate us thinking on, oh, well, I need to give up my cake and my donuts and my chips. Instead of that, concentrate on how you can add more of the good stuff. And that is where the point that Trish was doing on healthy snacks. So almonds are a good way. One tip for almonds, and I know that you follow this, is we are not talking about eating a full bag of almonds in a sitting. Remember that almonds are nuts, and then back then it take you a lot of time. It will take you a lot of time to crack a nut open. So we are talking about a handful of nuts, and what you can do is chew them very very mindful and very slow. One that I really like, two that I really like because of the crunchy, are celery with almond butter, and it's just a nice deep crunch, and that's that feeling of crunching. And the other one is peppers. So green, yellow, red, orange peppers. I just cut them in pieces and I just snack them, and that crunchy feeling feels very good. The other one that is very nice for that is carrots. And for the snacks, what I will tell you is, and this is one of the principles that we work on the psychology during the Well Fit Challenge, is don't allow yourself to be hungry. If you spend 4, 5, 6 hours without eating, and then your body is hungry, then you're going to have a lot less rational thinking to decide what is good for your body, because now your body's in what? In survival mode. Now your body's like, woo, 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 we need food. We are running out of energy. We need food. So For the snacking, the two things that I will suggest you to do is, first one, never allow yourself to be hungry, with water, with fruit, with breathing. Then the second one that Trish is saying is, have ready some healthy snacks. Have ready in your refrigerator some celery sticks or some almonds or some pistachios, or actually there is even some healthy baking sweets that you can do. So, so I would say, just don't get hungry, don't allow yourself to be hungry, and prepare in advance. Have available healthy snacks that will help you with the anxiety to just eat something that will be good for your body instead of junk.
Absolutely. And I know that what we see in front of us, you watch the cooking shows and you always see the chefs do these beautiful plates in front. And I know myself, just from having a feast of colors in front of me, like the peppers that you said and the carrots, and that, so it's not just the green stuff that you think is healthy. I put my green stuff in here, and then I put some of the green stuff on a plate with all those beautiful colors, and it just satisfies my eyes and my belly at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So we've mentioned quite a few tips that actually Joanna, as a Wild Fit coach, she has brought people through a lot of the programming psychologically that happens around food. I have taken the Wild Fit program with great success of releasing weight and ridding things in my body that were super uncomfortable. And so, Joanna, can you tell us a little bit more about the Wild Fit program and what you do as a coach?
Yeah. Before I go there, one thing that I would suggest all of you to do is find ways to get supported through these times. So if you are trying to do this by yourself, especially now with the social distancing, it's going to be a little more challenging. So find somebody that you can work with. Find a coach or a wellness instructor, somebody that you can ask questions, that you can have accountability, that you can have support with. And the Wild Fit program is very special, and we really enjoy it because it's not a regular willpower diet where you just stay away from food for a specific period of time, and then after the diet is over, then you go back to eat everything that you were not eating. And what that happens is that your weight start doing this roller coaster up and downs. um, in Wild Feed, we actually work with the psychology of the food and the relationship of each person with the food. So the person is able to claim their freedom to the food and able to actually understand the why and the what and the how to of those dynamics between them and the food, and actually also realize how sometimes we are being triggered and manipulated by the industry for profit reasons to actually eat food that we don't need and we don't deserve. So with all that being said, for staying healthy, I think that for us is, if you are doing your breathing exercise, if you are having your water, if you're having your veggies and your fruits, if you are moving your body, if you do those four first, staying away from sugars and carbs are going to be easier. And then healthy snack, like Trish was saying, is going to be important. And then the last one is find somebody that can help you. And probably because of my experience as a coach and Trish's experience as a coach, we're going to also give you some ideas of what things you need to be looking for when you are looking for a wellness coach. The first one is find somebody that walk his talk or her talk. Find somebody that is going through the process, is been doing it like you've been doing it, and know what it's talking about. The second one, and I know that Trish is going to agree with me on this one, is find somebody that had experience coaching. There is so many, after a month, coaches, or so many coaches that are not coaches, they are actually marketers that are trying to sell products and workouts. So when you're finding a coach, find somebody that had actually real life experience coaching people and getting people into success results. that is different, that anybody can be a coach. Ask them, like, as a coach, how you coach, how you call it, why you call yourself a coach. Give me examples of you coaching and successful stories. Find a coach also that can help you and can guarantee sustainable results. And this is a very big one, because especially on the health industry, there is being a very, and I think that is super shitty and unfair way where it's all your responsibility. So if you gain your way back, it was your responsibility. You screw up. That's not true. You need to find a coach that can have the certainty and the confidence to tell you, hey, if you walk this process with me, if we do this together, you are going to have sustainable changes, because your mindset and your perspective is going to change. So if your coach cannot guarantee you results, then don't work with that coach, because at the end what is going to happen is going to be all the responsibility is going to be on you, and then you're going to end feeling worse if anything happened, because then your self-esteem is going to go down. So find a coach that can guarantee you sustainable results, because it's actually guaranteeing you a real transformation on you. And this will be, I don't know, Trish, I know that you also have, not in the wellness, but I know that you also have a lot of experience as a coach. So what else we can ask them to look for when they are looking for a wellness health coach to support them in their journey to be
Well, I
healthier?
really think about the coaching is not just people that tell you what to do and how to do it, but to really get locked into why, your why. Why is it that you want to have this result at the end of the day? And it can be the why of the why of the why of the why. There can be so many whys, which is why I've done the Wild Fit program and I'm doing it again, is because there's layers. There's layers of why I want to do this as um, my world changes. As we all know, it's doing on a day-to-day basis. But also peeling back the layers of my beliefs around how I feel about myself and how I feel about food and what was my relationship with food. I mean, I grew up, we're British, and so it was very much roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, very socially around the table on Sundays. But I was very close to my dad, and whatever he ate, I ate. And trust me, it was meat and potatoes, and that was it. And so a coach and who's either working with your relationship with food or even with yourself, that can open your eyes to what is actually possible. And great tips about the fact that we want that person to have actually experienced what it is that you want to experience.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I was thinking when you were saying that on the coaching is, um, every time that we are talking about transformation and we are talking about sustainable results, we are talking about an inside work. So anytime that a coach is telling you, you need to buy this product, you need to drink this shake, you need to drink this powder to get your result, what that coach is telling you is these results are not sustainable. As soon as you stop drinking that shake, as soon as you stop buying the product, you are going to stop seeing the results. So that is a great point that Tricia was saying, is the sustainable results are when the change happen inside. So you need to find a coach that had that clear and will be able to help you and support you to find that change within. In that way, you are going to end this time not only feeling healthier and happier, but also knowing that the changes that you make are going to be for life.
Absolutely. So we invite you to reach out for some help in any of these areas. We'll post some information on our Facebook page, that some tips for each of the 6 tips that we've given you today, some actions that you can take. And Also, Joanna, I believe you're running a Wild Fit challenge soon, if anyone would be interested.
I am. I actually running one. The first one starts tomorrow. That is the one that you are running on, and then I'm gonna run another one at the beginning of May. So in 4 weeks from now, we're going to be running another one, just trying to make sure that we are supporting people to stay as healthy as possible during these challenging times.
Super. So breath work, water, increase, veggies and fruit, movement, healthy snacking, and find support. And that's why we're here. That's why we started up Spiral Up Living, so that we could support you. So come join us in our tribe. Like us on Facebook, and subscribe to YouTube. And then we are also on Spotify, and what other platforms?
We are also available on Google Podcasts and another 2 or 3 platforms that I don't have right now in my mind, but we can put them on the Facebook app, so you can listen to us on any of those different platforms. Trish, it was a pleasure to talking with you as always. Cheers with our alkagizers. Cheers
Cheers.
for staying healthier now more than ever, and click, having the best version of ourselves going forward.
And we'll see you next time.
We will see you
Bye.
next time. Bye bye. Keep spiraling up. And bye.